How's it going, And happy Canada Day. Joyeuse Fête du Canada from all of us here at ESCBubble. Well, here today in Canada, the government increased the tax on petrol by 14 cents a litre and hiked electricity rates. So if there's a more Canadian way to celebrate Canada Day, I'd like to know what that is. Regardless, in honor of Canada's 156th birthday, let's have a look back at the times that Canadians snuck their way onto the Eurovision stage, and we'll rank each one. Now, our eighth of eight, so I guess last place, but still a pretty good song, Charisse Laurence from Manitoba sang for Luxembourg in 1986. The pros here, she's the first Canadian at Eurovision ever. She went on stage in an elegant black dress. She gave a beautiful performance. Very, very, very 80s. Cons, well, Charisse didn't look that comfortable singing in French. I mean, she's from Manitoba after all. And the song sounds like a bad elevator music type sound from the 1980s. So, verdict, she gets 3 out of 10 Manitoba Mounties. In 7th place, it's Lazara, who's from Montreal, and she sang for France, of course, this year in Liverpool. The pros here, she speaks really, really good French.
La baguette, oui, oui, oui!
The cons, she looked very uncomfortable on her podium. Is she afraid of heights? Maybe. Certainly she was a really, really big diva, didn't give Canada the best name. Maybe that's why she moved to France. And just overall, the performance seemed like a big letdown after the studio version and didn't live up to the hype. The verdict for Lazara, we give her 4 out of 10 bottles of delicious maple syrup. Syrup that looks really great in the beginning, but once you've had all that sugar, you start to regret ever having it in the first place. Évidemment. Moving on to song number 6, it's Rika. She's from Vancouver, but she represented Switzerland in 2016. Now, the pros here, Rika set a record for the most number of squats during a Eurovision performance when she performed in Stockholm, and that still stands. The con here is that her bra immediately caught on fire when she started to sing. She's obviously forgot her shoes as well, and she's been unavailable for comment as her Instagram shows her on a spaceship to Mars. I'm not even joking. Verdict, 5 out of 10 loonies. What? That's what we call our $1 coin. It's a loonie. Song 5 is Annie Coton for Switzerland, 1993. Pro here, it was a beautiful performance. She really brought the studio version of that song to life. Her vocals on stage were outstanding. The con for me is that the song itself was a bit basic and not very memorable, even though it did, of course, quite good in 1993, coming in 3rd place. Result, 5 out of 10 hockey pucks. Song 4 is the only song on our list that represented Greece. It's Katerine Duska, who grew up in Montreal but moved to Greece, obviously, in her childhood. Pro here, she gave an amazing, very memorable theatrical performance in Tel Aviv. The con is that that's what we remember, because the live vocals weren't as good as the studio version, and we remember the performance with the big balls and the swords, and not so much the song itself. But it's still a bit of an earworm, so we'll give this 6 out of 10 Maple Leafs. Song number 3 now, we're on the podium. This one was for Luxembourg back in 1988. It's Lara Fabian. She had fantastic vocals. Again, really, really great stage presence. Very hard to fault the performance itself. The con, well, first of all, it has to be the pink blazer. Who dressed her? That really hasn't aged well. And of course, the song lets her down. Maybe with a better song, she could have challenged for the win. Maybe something better could have happened there. But, of course, the other big con from a Canadian point of view was that at the time, she had never been to Canada. She moves to Canada after Eurovision. As a result, we're giving this 7 out of 10 moose. In 2nd place, our runner-up is Céline Dion. When you saw Canada and Eurovision, you probably thought of Switzerland 1988, winner by 1 point. The pro here, this was really the birth of an icon. When people think Eurovision and success, if it's not ABBA, they think Céline Dion. Her unmistakable voice is already there at that young age. Incredible control when she's singing, powerful vocals, all pros. Cons, again, I'm going to have to go for the fashion. Who dressed her? That white dress, what was that? The other big con here is that this song, really, since Eurovision, pretty much vanished. She didn't really sing it again, and very often she kind of likes to downplay that she ever even participated in Eurovision. And for that bit of divaness, she's getting 9 out of 10 poutine. And last but not least, song number 1, Natacha Saint-Pierre, our only Acadian on the list, represented France in 2001. This song has a nice slow build. It's easy to sing along to, and her vocals, again, are just out of this world. We really sent you a treasure that year in Copenhagen. The con here, and I think most would agree, she absolutely ruined the song when, for the Eurovision version, she switched to English at the end. I still have PTSD from that. And for that, she gets 9 out of 10 beavers. Well, what do you think of our ranking? Do you agree? What was your favorite song that Canada ever sent to Eurovision? You can let us know down in the comments, and you can let us know if you agree that we can claim Lara Fabian from Belgium or not. And wherever you're celebrating from, have a really happy and wonderful Canada Day, eh?